Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us for our episode 5 of season 2 of our Impossible Landscapes playthrough. We're happy to have you join us live, happy to have you watch us in replay, happy to have you fast forward through the boring bits. We're just happy to do this. So, thank you all for joining us. Let's see. What do you think, Tom? We've been doing this enough that we don't need to go through everybody introduce your characters?
I think we're okay with
Yeah,
it.
we'll do that at the beginning of season 3.
Sounds good.
All right, so let's just jump into it tonight then. We left off last time doing a quick. It actually took. I was surprised it took us the whole time. I didn't think we'd spend more than an hour on the 20-year, sequence of vignettes. What happened in the meantime? Because we were jumping from 1995 to 2015. And we basically got up to 2007 last time when Agent Greavy's sister suffered a terrible fate, and she is now sort of a little bit involved in trying to figure out what happened. So her sister was found dead in an alleyway. The cops put it down as a mugging, but strangely, a lot of other people who also went to the same play that her sister went to, Yelena, turned up dead. And when I say a lot, we're talking like upwards of 200 people, in a very sort of Delta Greeny kind of way. Set off Agent Greavy's paranoid radar. Paranoidar?
Paranoidar, I like that.
Yeah. So she wanted to ask for some help from Agent Gourmet, and we kind of ran out a little bit of time last time. So let's jump into that. We'll finish up our little vignette, and then we'll move into 2015. All right. So Gourmet, you get a little bleep bleep on your telephone. I guess it's 2007, so it's ring, whatever the ringtone was back then on the iPhone.
And he'll look at it. Probably says unknown number, or I don't remember. I think we had exchanged phone numbers, but who knows? Maybe she's changed phone numbers 10 times.
She uses like burner phones.
Okay.
So.
Right. And he'll pick it up, be like, "Hello,
Agent Gourmet." It's Greeby.
Hold on 1 second." And he will put her on hold, and kind of sits back like, and he's alone in his room, but he's still, and he's like, "How are you, Greeby?"
I wish I could say I was doing well. I was doing well for a long time, but my sister is dead, and there are some weird connections to our last assignment.
Secure line.
Yeah, our last assignment and our occasional employers.
Where are you? If you'll...
Chicago.
I can come see you.
I've already been warned off of this.
This isn't a secure line.
I know, but you deserve to know that in case it affects your next steps.
Please hold. and he sits for a second. Yeah. He's like, I should really hang up. Puts it back on. Okay. I can be there 3 days from now. I've got a few things going on first.
Thank you.
have you spoken to any of our other coworkers?
I have not.
Would you like me to share your information, or?
Well, if you think they'd be amenable.
Please hold. It's like, I shouldn't get anybody else involved in this. I don't know what I'm stepping myself into. Let me meet with you first, and then we'll discuss it from there.
All right.
Okay. 3 days later.
Okay. I assume they came up with a place to meet or something.
Yeah, I was looking at the map that we have. It's still Boston, so I was like, crap.
Yeah, you're meeting in
A
Chicago.
coffee shop in Chicago. So.
Yeah. Oh, no,
Right.
I mean, or I mean, there's always the Waffle House, So.
I don't know.
Right.
Folks, let us know in the chat. Are there Waffle Houses in Chicago?
In Chicago? I don't think so.
I would assume so.
I mean, they tend to be everywhere.
They
but
apparently
don't
have them in
here.
Seattle. So.
They're not in New England.
Alrighty. The first one who lets us know if there's Waffle Houses in Chicago gets absolutely nothing but our undying gratitude.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah,
We'll
meet
respond to you in the chat.
You get absolutely nothing. Yeah, we'll just meet coffee shop. He probably looks the same, still thin build. He's 20 years older, so he's 50 now. So he's probably mostly gray at this point. Kind of let his hair grow a little bit, so he probably has about like shoulder length hair now. Maybe kind of a thin mustache, but still kind of looks the same. Is probably just drinking up a cup of coffee and probably looking at the newspaper or something.
Yeah, and I think Greavy looks similar as well. I think her hair is such a pale white, light blonde anyway, that if there's gray creeping in, that it's not really noticeable yet. I mean, so she would be what? So we fast forwarded 15.
20. Yeah, it will be 2007 now. When
I'm sorry. Okay, we're not there yet.
Okay.
Oh,
so not quite.
Okay.
Only 40 something. So
yeah.
All right. So
12 years. Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how old she was when we started this. I forget what I said.
Your sheet.
I chose 30 just for myself.
Yeah, you were 24 back in the previous game. You're listed as 1971 for your birth date.
Okay, so then I don't do math.
44. No, 46.
It's been 12 years, so yeah, 36.
36. Okay.
36. Okay. So yeah,
Anyway.
no, she's not dealing with gray hair yet. I mean,
yeah.
So yeah, I'd say she looks pretty similar. I would say had you seen her before her sister died, you would probably think she even looked healthier. Maybe a little more. Her color was better, and maybe she was just seemed a little more relaxed, but at this point she hasn't slept. She's started smoking again, and she's been drinking. And she probably looks more closer to how she looked the last time you saw her. Yeah, I would say the main difference, is that she's cut her hair, so it's kind of in a a slightly like asymmetrical bob, kind of, blunt cut. But yeah, otherwise not that different from the last time you saw her.
And he'll probably just kind of wave her over if she doesn't. She's not really. I mean, assume she sees him, but
Yeah.
okay. And he'll just kind of with his foot just kind of slide a chair out for
her. Thank you. You let your hair grow out.
I did. I retired from the marshals. I have my own company now. So figure I'm the boss. I can dress however I like.
That's nice. I guess I'm actually probably jobless at this point. I don't know. I wasn't. But then I had to exit rather abruptly, so. And I don't think I'm going to be able to go back right away.
Still working with, or you were working with,
Tony, yeah. I've been traveling the world with him, actually. And yeah, working on as part of his crew. And it's been amazing. I went to culinary school.
Good.
Yeah, things were going actually pretty well. I was staying away from the things that occupied us all those years ago, and then it kind of all just came crashing down.
Tell me about what happened with your sister.
She went to see this play, and I'll pull out like a newspaper article on what happened and like slide it across the table.
He almost doesn't want to touch it. He just kind of looks down at it.
Sound familiar? Ringing any bells?
Oh, way too many.
Yeah.
Did you keep that copy of the script that you found?
Yeah.
I don't know if we did. I thought that stuff was in the building and got.
No,
the script of the play that you
and it's got the symbol on it, right?
Watermarked in it, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Does he see that?
Yeah.
Well,
she'll be like,
I've got it. She hasn't said she should.
I don't think she's. I mean,
he's gonna go, my precious.
I'm not gonna show it to him because she knows the effect that it has. So, I think she's just gonna sort of pat her chest, like as she's got it like tucked in her like a inside of her jacket, and be like, yeah. I went to the theater and I poked around and I found a copy of this play script, and it has a very familiar symbol watermarked on it. But when I reached out to our former employers, which are fair enough, I hadn't done in quite a long time, I was told to drop it, which makes me think they are actually the ones that are responsible, because I feel like if they thought it was another incursion of what we were asked to deal with previously, why would they not want us to do something about it now? I don't know. What do you think? Am I just being paranoid? I mean, that's certainly within certainly within the realm of possibility.
I think we're all a little paranoid now. But why they would tell us maybe there's already another team investigating?
another team that just cleaned up after it, the way we cleaned up.
It's possible. I don't know if I have an urge to go back and dive back into that world again. But they've made it personal for you, and I understand that.
Yeah, just like last time, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just having you maybe confirm that I'm not just being crazy is helpful enough, and if that at this point you want to walk away, I totally understand.
Okay, I guess I'll walk out now.
Yeah, all right, that's fair. It's fair.
I finished my coffee.
with little character options come up and say, "Get up and we'll just end." He wants to tell her about the event with the shell that was left at his door. That was like 2001 or something like that, or 99.
Yeah, I think yours was 2001.
2001 or something.
I didn't write down the date for each of you guys,
but no, that's fine.
No, yours was. Yeah, it might have been 2001. Oh, no. Gaucher's was
2001 because it was like 9/10 2001.
Yeah, so yours was like 98, 99, something like that.
Yeah, so it's going on a long time. So, yeah, he's going to relate that basically they think somebody was trying to reach out to him to get him involved, and he contacted his handler at the time, who got him some information, but he didn't really engage further. He said, and I wanted to call you and Gaucher about it, but I didn't want to drag you into it.
I'm sorry, I did.
Don't worry about it.
I haven't really slept.
I can tell.
And I probably drank more than I should have. I don't really know what to do next. They made it personal, but at the same time, I think it also wasn't personal in the sense of if they were the ones that did it, she was just collateral damage. Except I can't shake off like the weird coincidence that she would go to a play that would just happen to be this? Or
maybe she's invited by someone.
Was she targeted on purpose? Did it come after her because we didn't do a good enough job 12 years ago?
We did what we knew of at the time. But apparently there were others out there that are already involved. I don't know if they're a cult or what they are, but
I guess in a way it just feels like am I actually more to blame than our employers?
I don't think our employers will ever take the blame for anything. That's what we're here for. Let's speak to Gaucher. Let's drag him back into this. And he can tell us to fuck off if he wants to.
That's probably like the first genuine laugh that she's had in a long time.
Yeah.
Or since this all happened. Yeah, he could.
Maybe there's something he can add. Maybe he's had a great life since leaving us.
Maybe. He always had the biggest heart.
I think I might have his number somewhere.
I think so too.
Let's just do speakerphone right here from the coffee shop. So, no.
Yeah, I think Greavy's gonna take that moment to look around and just I think do a surroundings check.
I would think Gourmet's going to do the same thing. He's gonna he's gonna peek around too. So
that paranoia kicking in.
Yeah,
half a dozen people drinking coffee, typing, the Great American Novel, trying to ignore everybody else, pretend that this is their office, that sort of thing.
I want the one who's really not paying attention. They're the one who's listening. So.
Yeah, there's that woman who's just like staring out the window, and you can't tell if she's blinked for the last 12 minutes. Yeah.
She's just people watching. So. Probably going to just contact Gaucher. Probably going to leave or after he's done. Or would Creepy rather reach out?
Yeah, no, you go ahead. I think he always liked you better.
I think so too. No, he doesn't say that. No,
I hope he does, because she would think that was funny.
He's really not got much of a sense of humor, unfortunately.
People think he's joking, but he's serious every time.
Now, my vampire character, he definitely would have said that. But he's like, I'll contact him and see if he's interested.
Right. So, Gaucher, do you still have a phone with the number that they have?
Since Gaucher has probably not a lot, but has probably done a little bit of DG work, they've kept that line and made it the, oh shit, they're calling me line. So the moment they see that phone light up, it's Garmon's Pizza House, how can I help you?
Hello. I work for Gourmet Magazine. Was interested in speaking to you about your pizzas.
Oh, that's wonderful. We have some delightful specials. We recently just had our special go actually somewhat viral over in Florida a few years ago, but that's not to worry. Can I ask what location you're calling out of, just to make sure? We might have a franchisee there for you.
Well, currently, I'm in Chicago.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm actually outside of Chicago, right around Rosemont, and I can talk to my boss. I can see hey, maybe have an interview. You can learn about the pizza store. You can learn about their tragic beginning. The HR, the PR stuff, man.
Oh yeah. They're the worst.
I believe there is a park. Insert random address.
Exactly.
I think I can get them there. Oh gosh, what time would work for you?
I think tomorrow around, let's say 11:30.
All right, that works perfect. Well, I've got to get going back to customers now, but remember, Garmon's Pizza, where everything is gourmet, and I'm not trying to lose it again. And then hang up.
Okay. Then we go.
Yeah. Yeah. Next day. You guys are staked out at the park.
Yeah, I'll let Gourmet know what hotel I'm staying in for now. If he, is looking for a place to stay.
What do you want on your pizza?
Oh man.
I was going to make an old reference no one was going to get. What do you want on your tombstone? So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So he'll be sitting in the park. Probably still drinks way too much coffee. But just kind of sitting. Maybe looking at his new smartphone. Since it's 2007. They didn't really have. I guess they had smartphones. They were starting to, but
right.
Anyway.
When you see Gaucher, the years haven't been diskind to them, but they're going through aging. Their hair is shorter and the hairline's receding slightly. They still walk like they are perfectly composed at all times. A little too much effort into looking composed. And they sit probably not the same seat, but like a bench over, and just look at their own phone as if they were doing something and just waiting.
Hello, Gaucher.
Should we sit down on either side of him?
She's like, he's like, a little personal space, please.
Well, we can't be yelling at each other across the park.
You know, trench coat, hat, sunglasses on. You know. Slide
As a
over the
newspaper.
envelope. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Greeby's more the like, tight black jeans and, snug leather jacket and, black baseball cap. If she's gonna try to be some black aviators.
Yes, the Marvel costuming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yoshi kind of just looks over. I have the strangest feeling that this is not a social call.
Oh, we wish it were. But let's be honest, if we were gonna do that, we would have done it a long time ago.
Yeah.
How the years get by. All right, what is it?
I hand him the news article. Give him a minute to take it in.
They're flicking through like numbers, names, instinctively related to a previous assignment.
Yeah. I picked up the script at the theater, and it's got a watermark on it of a symbol we all know too well. And the worst part is that one of the people that was there and then killed afterwards was my sister.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Given the scenario, I'm assuming that you suspect someone was involved on our level.
I do. It strikes me as a cleanup operation, which when I called them, they told me to drop it, walk away, which, as I pointed out to Greeby, didn't make much sense. Pointed out to Gourmet didn't make much sense to me. If there was a resurgence of the thing that we supposedly got rid of all those years ago, why would they want us to not investigate it?
They could see us as potentially tainted in this regard, or if this was their cleanup, they might see you as too close to the collateral to function properly.
Well, they'd be right about that.
You're going to investigate anyway, aren't you?
Just haven't quite settled on where to direct my rage. I mean,
Gaucher looks around and then pulls out what looks like a very, very thick pizza place pamphlet. But in reality, it's all those sticky notes from their Darabandi investigation written in Russian, and just hold it out to her.
All the sticky notes that you took pictures of in the book
Yep. They've written them down on new.
Trying to take the book, which I thought was.
Oh no, they didn't take the book. They had made sure to get the info, but they didn't take it. I ran into, shall we say, a concerning location that had some enlightening information. The name in these notes should be familiar to you. I don't know if it is related directly, but you know what they say about a funny feeling.
yeah. I just, I want to blame the people who put us on this all those years ago. But I know that if they were just cleaning up after the same way we did it years ago, then she wasn't targeted on purpose by them.
You
But
feel guilty.
oh, I 100% thought about directing my rage at myself. I don't know if I ever told you guys, but that last night when we sat up on that roof and watched that building burn, at the very end, late, I swear, I saw a flicker of the night floors. Even though the rest of the building was burned to ash.
If my suspicion is correct, I don't think we've seen the last of it.
I think all we did was burn the staircase.
All we did was kill people for no good.
Well, I don't know.
It was still an incursion. You did your job. And if it wasn't you, it would have been someone else that would be in your shoes right now, wondering if they brought this on, when we all know that it's not our fault.
So then, did this being target my sister?
Being, phenomenon, group, it doesn't matter. It is the reason.
It would be the easiest thing to direct my rage at.
Then direct.
But we were told, or I was told, to walk away. To drop it.
And since when has the teammate that I got to know them many years ago been one to listen to what others in higher positions said to us?
Yeah, I know, but it's different. If I'm gonna... The two of you can just stand up and walk away now. Although, honestly, it sounds like you're not being left alone either.
They kind of look to Gourmet to kind of see if they confirm what's on their mind as well.
He'll tell the story about the knock at his door and investigating the soldier and all that. So my belief is that there was an earlier operation in New York to investigate the McAllister building. That we could just be the latest round of agents investigating it. Maybe it's just an endless cycle.
It's a contagion. I believe the creator of the building is responsible for establishing an infection that is hard to kill. And they'll point to the note. Multiple buildings, multiple locations.
Some of which are in Chicago.
They'll make mention more than one in Chicago.
The only way to actually resolve this is to take out the root of it. If we go after it, we can't just destroy a bunch of people and just to have it come right back at us again.
I'm not quite ready to die yet, but I suppose we never are.
Gourmet needs to be convinced a little more. He needs a little more information. While he's sympathetic, he needs more concrete, like, where do we start? Now, I know we said there might be some buildings in Chicago, but he's kind of, okay, are we going to go through the same peel off the walls shit for 6 days? I mean, I'm trying to think how he would express that. That character would express it.
What do you want to look for? That's
I guess his question is to Greeby is, what would we be looking for?
Well, And she... trying to think if there was some sort of role she could make based off of the everything she knows about the play and what happened, and the having had access to the to read to the play script. Yeah, does she have a sense of where she would start? A clue that she could pull out of any of that would kind of help them know where to go first?
I'd potentially like to make a cult roll as well.
Really? Did you read the play?
Yeah.
Okay, good to know. You will find that when you started reading it, you felt it impossible to put down, and you didn't stop really until you got to the end, and there was like a sense of time lost, like you got sucked into it, and then when you were done, you were just like, "Whoa,
Yeah.
where'd my time go?" I don't know.
It's not really a mythos.
I guess what you could start doing is trying to, what we do is we say that over the next, several years, the three of you look into like occult connections with plays and things like, that would be the place to start. And then, but you have such a tenuous thread that it takes a long time to really start, pulling things together. But I guess that would be where you would start, looking at all the things in time that have been, have something to do with occult stuff.
Gourmet has been getting interested in time travel theory. And he's wondering about things that they saw that were future dated. Like that airline ticket had been future dated. That just kind of for laughs, he's like, is it possible people are using these night floors to time travel?
And I imagine Gaucher will point you to the picture of Grimshaw.
They didn't have the book. No. They did they would make a mention of, I did see Grimshaw.
And that picture was from 1950 something.
Yeah. We're seeing faces that we know from different times, people who shouldn't be in these places. I've done some research, and don't ridicule me, about alternate dimensions and time travel, and I usually think of myself as well-grounded, not to be a fantastical person, but I guess in a way what I've seen is starting to make me curious about if such things are possible.
We contain the other on a semi-regular basis, and you're worried that would make you seem irrational.
And he will give a rare smile. He's like, yes.
I dare say I missed the two of you.
If only we could meet under better circumstances.
Yes.
It would be nice. So what it sounds like is I have to start building a crazy board, basically.
Mm-hmm.
It's only crazy if it's disorganized.
We will get the best yarn possible.
We're gonna need a whole wall. We're gonna need to try to find I guess she could start just trying to find other instances of this sort of thing happening. Around plays. I guess she could focus on that part if Gourmet wants to focus on the time travel alternate dimension part, and Gaucher focuses on the creepy bookstore part. I don't know.
All right.
I think we would focus more on. Obviously, there had to be previous Delta Green investigations if there's multiple of these buildings, multiple entries to the night floors.
Yeah.
And they've already heard about one. I think Gourmet would try and use some of their not just CDC cred, but hey, I didn't die after one investigation cred, i.e. bureaucracy score, to see if they could weasel out a bit more of, is there a game plan for this, or is DG just throwing shit at the wall to see what sticks?
Because I think I was told about operations that those guys had been on. I think if I remember, and I don't have the notes here, like they mentioned.
The people that you looked up, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a listing of several Delta Green operations that they were the three in the file were on that ended in, I forget what the date was, but 53 or something like that.
Yeah.
Was their last.
That's what I'm thinking is to kind of share that.
Yeah, but there was no information available, at least at your contact
level.
Of clearance about what those investigations were all about, which isn't that unusual for Delta Green. They don't tend to pass out information unless you need to know it, because of stopping contamination.
Check the wiki.
The thing. So it's not like, hey, come in on the weekend and study up on everybody else's
exactly.
Crap. Yeah.
There's a fun quiz at the end. I think you'll enjoy it.
Right?
No. Yeah.
We don't know really what the operations were that they were involved in, but they did seem to go missing on an operation. Well, two of them ended up dead for sure.
Right.
But the one guy went MIA.
But one of the ones who was dead was the one that I
is the one whose wallet that you
that I found the wallet. Yeah.
So now were they really dead? Were they just reported dead?
Right.
There's always that question. So I'm trying to think. So you guys are definitely like talking about kicking a hornet's nest, but we still have 8 years to go until the official.
Gently spend 8 years.
How are we going to do this?
Oh, you have time to kill us, and then
you killed my sister too soon. Then I don't know what you want from me.
Well, hey, I just did the thing. Yeah, you weren't supposed to. You were supposed to just be annoyed and have a time.
I'm just going to be annoyed.
Yeah. What? If I should have killed off Gourmet's ex-wife.
Damn.
I mean, it's fine if you want to say we're all like individually building our creepy walls for a few years, and you need to fast forward. That's fine.
So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is not stick strictly to the timeline where it's like the next thing that happens is in 2015. We will instead retcon that ticket that you found. Instead of having a date of 2015, it'll have a date of whatever works for us, and we'll just say that was the date that it was. Especially since that burned down anyway, so you have no proof it was.
Yeah, a lot of that I don't have anymore because we chose to leave the stuff there because it was safe there. So
so you start poking around, and part of the problem that you're having is right around this time. Delta Green goes through a bit of a civil war, a schism in the ranks. They managed to get it under control. But right about now, there's a lot of, like if you try to contact people, chain of command is broken. The chain of contact is broken. Trying to get information is tough. A lot of things are kind of getting lost at this point. So you might have a little bit of time, like a year or so, where you are almost pretty much on your own, trying to put together your little crazy boards. So let's say we take back up in 2008.
Yeah, that's what I'm almost wondering if Gourmet got the feeling like, and also Greeby, saying don't get involved. They don't want to get involved either, so saying you stay out of it because they don't want to get involved in it either. So
yeah, I don't know if that was directed at like them not wanting me to find out that they were responsible for, indirectly in a sense of her murder, or if they don't want us to investigate this particular phenomena. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you don't even know if they knew that this was your sister that was one of the dead, because you were just investigating, the happenings around the play. You were kind of easing into, so there was this play and there was reports of stuff going on, and they were just like, drop it. So you have no real indication of, do they know you're connected, familiar.
No, I didn't realize that. I thought
That's
they
the
knew.
way I recall it. I'd have to go back and rewatch the episode to be sure,
Okay.
but that was what it, you were easing into it with going, for the play. There was a play, this thing happened, a bunch of people got scared off. Does that have anything to do with us? And they got back to you with, don't poke it. Which of course left you even more confused. Now you can try to find out more, but you will hit up against some brick walls. By the time 2008 rolls around, we'll say basically the schism is under control, and the upshot is there's a few more people placed higher in the government in more official capacities. So in some ways, Delta Green is more supported now, whereas before, when you guys first got called in, it was very much a rogue department within the within the government. It was people doing what needed to be done without telling people who didn't need to know, kind of thing. Now there's actually some support. You're sort of an official, 2-letter, I guess, company. Not everybody, they still work on a need to know basis. So it's like, unless there's something going on where the president needs to know, the president doesn't even get read into the existence of Delta Green. So it's but there is a little bit more support. Things have settled down after about a year or so. You heard some rumors about assassinations in the like the command structure, and really pretty much a civil war within the ranks, between people who wanted to do things one way and people who wanted to do another. They've come to a compromise. Things have settled down, and we can get back into sort of a more regular, hey, I need to report an incident, or check on things in that way. So you now have a little bit more information. In that time, I guess in the last year, what more could you have discovered? How careful are you being with this? Not careful, but how open are you being with the people that you managed to contact in Delta Green about what you're looking for? Because that'll sort of determine how open they'll be with giving you
Gourmet, not. He's really not. He's kind of just doing his own little research here and there. He's hearing from Greeby that they're saying don't ask about it. He's been trying to be careful. So I don't know how far he's gotten. Really, he's maybe a little gun shy about it. So, okay. But he's definitely been looking into the time travel angle just because that interests him. And that's kind of his pet theory.
All right. About the Greeby, how open are you being about what you're doing?
Yeah, I don't think she would be reaching out to DG for help. I think she would be doing all the research on her own. Trying to think. I mean, I think she will have established a base in Chicago, and so she's a lot better off than when she was living in her van. She would have saved up, I think, probably a decent amount of money having, over the years, and maybe she takes another job, like work at a local restaurant or something, just to help pay the bills. But she's got a lot more access now, right, to
Yeah.
I was actually thinking about whether she couldn't somehow have pilfered something from the PI's office for that she could use to get access to maybe some more databases or something that she wouldn't normally have access to, or she could just hack her way into stuff. I don't know.
You could find his password and login information for the various sort of databases that PIs use for looking stuff up. you have to pay for them on a they probably charge like a monthly fee or something, but he was paid up for a year, so you got a little bit of time for that. But I mean, that's like reverse white pages lookups and get addresses and background checks and things like that. I don't know how useful that would be.
Right.
Other stuff, he's a very mundane sort of PI, so I don't know that there would be much.
Yeah, I don't know that. I just don't know if she would reach out to DG because I told her not to. So I think,
that's fine.
Yeah, she would just be trying to research it on her own and use all her own, her own skills.
How about you? Are you going to be reaching out to the green or?
Gaucher would, but they are going to be doing this wonderful thing called misrepresenting our intentions. They want to play it as an angle because if DG is starting to get more official, they're playing this at an angle of, hey, I'm at the CDC. I can have access potentially to statistics on specific illnesses or mental health crises.
Mm-hmm.
If you are willing to play ball with me, I can see what I can do and be an asset. More of help me, help you, help what I need to do. Because they know you don't get nothing for free, especially with a power structure that is still trying to establish itself. But if you give them a shiny tool, maybe they won't turn it on you.
All right. And what kind of information are you looking for, specifically using that tactic?
They want, and they're going to angle it as, I have these date ranges where I have noticed peculiarities in behavioral health crises and behavioral issues within this area of Chicago. And they're specifically tailoring it to a section that includes the 3 Darabandi buildings.
Okay.
Were there potentially any nights at the opera that could be explaining this, that I can assist with any public concerns should they start to get a little too close to the stage?
Gotcha. All right. So given all of that, I'm trying to figure out what information would actually be available to you all.
I love how it's like Gaucher's lying out of their ass, and the other two are like, fuck you, former employer.
Yeah. Let's say erstwhile employer, because, over the years, they've still sent you on other missions. Maybe Greeby just ignored her summons a couple times and they stopped asking, but for the most part, you're still members in good standing. If you want to be members in good standing, let's put it that way, then you will have done other missions. So I think for the sake of making the story work, then you have done at least one or two. But right now, so just running through like the history timeline here in the book, trying to figure out what you could figure out on your own without the help from Delta Green, and then what they might be able to tell you from that question perspective. For
the sake of making things smoother, they are going to angle for whatever information they can get, even if it doesn't seem relevant. I.e., if there's something not related to that, I can modify how they talk.
The problem is that Delta, they're not going to respond well to a phishing attempt. They keep tight hold on everything. Everything's need to know. So if you ask them, hey man, just give me anything you think I might need to know, they're just going to like say, sure, whatever, and hang up. Yeah, I don't think, and you don't have like a particular bond or contact with anyone that you can lean on to like really make that work. So I think for the most part, that's not really going to pull much information. You can find more information about Darabandi. Not too much more. I guess you can probably find more copies of the same books that Gourmet found all those years ago, and the one that someone tried to gift to you.
They probably would if it seems like DG is, being a little bit too cloistered. Just like, all right, try to play ball. Now do this on my own.
Mm-hmm. So you'll find out, you can get a little bit more information about the murders he was accused of, and then, of course, his work and that sort of thing.
Yeah, I would say Greeby's more probably like just doing a lot of like research, maybe in like the archives or like old newspapers. It's probably spending a ridiculous amount of time looking at microfilm, trying to literally she's making like a giant crazy wall of similar occurrences and trying to look for patterns or connections or I would say that's probably what she's spinning her crazy wheels on.
Gotcha.
But that helps or not.
It does. I need to. This is a really large book with lots of information in it, and I can't, of course, remember exactly where the thing I'm looking for is.
That's all right. While you're doing that, I'm figuring out where I'm living in Chicago and what restaurant I'm working at, and although I guess I'm basing it off of information from now, which may not be accurate, but whatever, it's fine.
Please hold. Your play is loading. Have you seen the yellow sign?
And for those watching, thank you for joining us. We appreciate your support. Please be sure to give the video a like and subscribe to the channel if you have not already, because we love our subscribers and we love making fun games for you guys.
And Q, if we've thrown you off completely by our unexpected
Oh, absolutely.
and we need to end early tonight, so you have time to prepare. I think that's fair.
Absolutely fair. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's just I'm trying to find the information so I don't want to just say you find nothing,
Right.
because that's almost true. But you can find a little bit of information. It's just that most of the information in the book is stuff you would find in your capacity as Delta Green agents. So since you're investigating as citizens, I'm trying to whittle out what is it you can actually discover just by searching the internet and looking at old books and stuff. And I'm almost there, but it's not really going to change. It's not going to affect what's going to happen next in terms of the game. So I just want to try to get that question answered, but not give you information that would get you in trouble.
Okay.
I think I have found the relevant information.
I actually have to go out and find that song and just add it.
Yeah.
The problem is it's copyrighted, so.
So you do find some information about an event in 1955 in New York, involving a play called Her Gray Song. It was an off-Broadway play that had a very similar sort of review/response as the one that Delena saw, which was called A Song Before Travel, where the play was interrupted, and there were also some counts of people who had seen the play ending up in insane asylums.
That sounds like a place to start.
It's definitely the sort of thing that would make you wonder about whether or not Delta Green was or perhaps should have been involved. You have no indication from the old microfiche that you have found.
And this would have been 2 years after that operation, because I think the other one was 53.
Yeah, around the same time, 1955.
Oh,
and those guys got.
I thought 53 for some reason.
Right. Yeah, and let's see, where were they? Hang on a sec. Luckily, I got a lot of bookmarks here. I don't have that bookmarked, unfortunately.
It's fine. We relatively close. So
yeah, around the same time.
that's fine. Yeah.
So possibly that could have been what they were working on. It would fit the timeline.
Yeah.
But that one of their operations might have had something to do with that. All right. So this takes you say a month or so that you guys are messing around looking into this sort of thing. Then one day in let's say August of 2008, keep it the same month as the what it would have been in 2015. Yeah, 28th of August, 2015. Where are you? Greeby has settled into Chicago somewhere, is now working again. Where are Gourmet and Gaucher at this point in time? Tell me what's your normal day on August 28th, which is, I don't know, 2008. Let's just call it a Tuesday. Be funny if it actually was a Tuesday.
I think Gourmet probably lives in New York City now.
Okay.
Since he left the Marshals, he doesn't need to stay in Binghamton anymore. And his business has grown. His private security business has grown. Doesn't have a super fancy office in the city, in a modest building. But he's been living there now, and still kind of like his hobby is doing, this research at night and things. Mm-hmm. So,
okay. Gaucher, where are you at?
I think Gaucher would have located to Atlanta with the CDC headquarters, both trying to be close to work, but also trying to slowly get a little bit more information, a little bit more access, so that way they could, if not be the agent on the ground that can have access to what we need for a mission, maybe be the person someone calls, be like, hey, this person, this place, this thing, you don't need to know the details, give me an answer so people don't die. Got you. Gotcha. Trying to embed.
All right. Well, then on August 28th, 2008, each of you receives a FedEx envelope. The return address on it is obscured, like something spilled on it in transit. You can't tell where it came from, who sent it. But you get a FedEx envelope. Happens all the time. So I'm sure you open it. And inside,
tracking number to see who sent it. So.
Yeah, you can only get like the first 4 digits off the tracking number. It's
all right. All right.
Inside the envelope, you will find the following. Well, actually, let me. I just shared it with all you guys, but I'm going to pop this out and we can share it with the team. Share screen. The invitation. There we go. Boom. All right. So hopefully you can share that share.
Yeah. Let me see if I can screen. And let's see. That would be. Sorry. I think here we go.
We are very technologically advanced here, everyone.
Oh, you're sharing. You're sharing the your copy of it. Okay, good.
Oh, I thought that's what I was supposed to share.
Fine. No. I just popped out the thing and did a screen share of it. Either way, it works. Actually, switch to mine. Let's see if it.
Yeah, mine's
if it's
kind
better,
of.
'cause I've got
kinda
the little
small.
pop-out window that usually scales better.
Let's do.
Yeah, that scales.
There we go. Better. Okay. We'll still need to read it for folks, though, I think.
Yeah. There we go. Please join us to celebrate the 51st birthday of our friend Richard Zelloni at the Gateway Bridges Restaurant, 9011 Potash Street, Boston, Massachusetts, 02121. And the phone number, 617-218-2099. Doesn't actually give you a win. I could. That's interesting.
and the fonts are off, kind of.
Yeah, it's all
Like our friend is kind of.
It should be in the invitation. It's right here in the book. They just didn't. Whoever made the graphic didn't include. Or maybe. Oh, let's say there's like a little tiny card in there with it that falls out that has the date, that has the time. So 8 p.m. September 1st.
Okay.
It's like I've looked at this card I don't know how many times and only just now realized that it doesn't actually have the date on that.
Listen, for Delta Green, the date that you need to be there is always ASAP.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Drop everything, be there now. So.
Yeah. So Gateway Bridges Restaurant, Boston, 8 p.m. September 1st. So within a few days, you are invited to the sing. Now, none of you know anyone named Richard Zelloni. However, Greeby and Gaucher, you recognize that Zelloni is incredibly close to the Russian word for green. You're thinking maybe that's Polish or something, or one of the other similar languages.
Meaning whoever invited us knew damn well who they were inviting.
Right. And you'll probably also notice that there is a little green triangle at the top of the card.
I noticed that.
The sort of indications that. And then you guys feel free to scour over the image for any other information you want to try to pull out of it. Ask any questions that you want. But you each receive that copy separately, and since you're all living apart, I don't know if you mention it to each other or not. But what are your plans? What do you plan to do with this apparent activation note?
Probably worth a call to each of them. Just saying, so are you going to be able to make it to the birthday party?
Wouldn't miss it for the world.
I do hope I have a good enough suit.
Yeah. Didn't say anything about formal attire, but I think it's best we be prepared.
We must always be prepared. Dress sharp enough to kill.
Make sure you pack for a night at the opera.
Yeah.
They're trying to not say it.
Right, because of course this line's not secure. So
No line is secure.
Why you use the code phrase?
No line is secure.
As soon as they hear you talking about opera, anybody's listening is going to be like, oh, God.
Yeah. Once we hear them snoring, then we get really talking. So, Gourmet, is planning on going, and we'll, like the song says, be prepared, and is
all right. So, go ahead.
I was just flaring in. Gaucher would make sure, because they have definitely accrued vacation time, because who needs vacation when I have therapy sessions to get to? But definitely put in the vacation, maybe push a little weight, be like, I know this is very last minute. I am so very sorry. This just came to me today. And this is quite a very cherished childhood friend from the old country. I can't miss it. I'm sure you can understand. I will still be able to work remotely if need be, with no intention of working remotely. Like they're putting the moves down to keep their tracks covered, assuming they come out of this alive. They still like having a job.
Right.
If Greeby needs a plane ticket, Gourmet can handle that.
I think I'm gonna go with that. Well, see that would they wouldn't have had that. Yeah, I would say she's like actually. Yeah, she can buy her own plane ticket. She's working.
Okay.
She's but yeah, she's gonna have to bow out of another kitchen. I think at this point she's just gonna have to open up her own.
Yeah.
If she wants to. She's gonna
Food
end up
truck.
getting. Right. I thought about that, but they didn't have that back then.
Sure they did.
In 2008.
No, we used to call them roach coaches. So they've had those for 50 years.
Well, there were food trucks.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I used to
They were
go to those
as hip as
all the
they
time.
are now, but
Yeah. We called them roach coaches. So because they weren't quite very good. So. But, yeah.
Creepy just hides all the spy equipment behind the fryers.
Exactly.
Yeah. So just so you know, September 1st, 2008 is a Monday.
Okay. Wait, I got to payroll that.
August 28th is a Thursday, not a Tuesday. Yeah. So you've. What's your plan of attack on getting there? Obviously, you fly out there, but are you going to go tomorrow? Show up the day of? What's your?
I think it'd be best if we met the day before.
Yeah.
You all want to stay in the same hotel, or are you going to get separate places, or?
I'm
So
fine
we are
with-
getting pretty paranoid.
Or is Greavy going to drive and sleep in her van?
No, she's not living in her van anymore. She's that van's long gone. She sold it when she went off to travel the world. Yeah, with Tony.
Progress.
So,
Yeah.
she's yeah, no. So she'll I'm sure she'll just look for a hotel somewhere near where they're going to be going.
Absolutely. But are you all going to stay in the same hotel, or try to find a different place?
Let's keep it simple. Let's all just stay in the same place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you managed to
Suddenly-
get 3 rooms in the Boxer Hotel.
Okay.
Rooms 306, 307, and 308.
Why do I have the feeling this is going to end up badly? So
It always ends up badly. This
It's
is Delta
Delta Green.
Green.
Yeah.
I've got a
I'm
bad
pretty sure I'm still waiting for Q to tell me that I've gone insane because I read the play
Yeah.
looking for clues.
I made a note of it.
Yeah, I know.
As if Gaucher hasn't had that symbol for like several years now.
Right.
Yeah.
You've increased your affinity with the whatever entity you think is chasing you.
Mm.
All right. So, and you're going to show up on August 31st.
Yeah.
That's right. There's 31 days. Yeah. Double check that calendar. Okay. So you show up, you get checked into the Boxer. Everything is good. The, let's see. There's an actual Boxer hotel. I don't remember where it is. It is in Boston. I know that. Hang on a
It is
sec.
in a part of a place called Boston.
Merrimack Street.
Of course, we check the Yelp reviews first. So
All right. Well,
We
it's
can't do
difficult to
5-star.
get. Really, come on. I put in the address to search for it, and it's like just gave me back the same search page. Sometimes, I don't.
that's Delta Green. So
Yeah.
It's 2015
Well,
technology. They haven't gotten it yet.
Oh. That's because I was using the Brave search instead of the Chrome search. There it is. Oh, okay, yeah, that's roughly where I thought. So, on this map, in Roll20, it's about where I'm pinging. So near the north end.
Oh, near the north end, my favorite.
Lots of good food. Yeah, all right. So you're settled in. So you got a night of some good food to look forward to because the North End has freaking wonderful restaurants.
Yeah, the comedy, in the Improv Asylum's also there.
Right? Yeah. So you could relax and do whatever you want. But knowing you guys, you're going to probably be like hiding in your rooms, checking behind the walls. So what do you do on the night of August 31st?
We could go on a stroll through Boston Common.
Yeah, I assume we should probably encourage Greeby to have a social life like this, but does anyone have a more mission relevant suggestion?
I think Yoshi just kind of looks shocked when Greeby suggested it. Not because it's a bad idea, but because out of everyone, Greeby being the social one is what's throwing them for a loop.
Yeah.
Perhaps we could, but we should check the rooms first for any infestations.
Yeah.
You're checking the hotel for bed bugs. This is a high quality hotel.
No, they're checking for cameras, microphones. They're checking for all the bugs.
I'd like to do a personal inventory myself.
Yeah, Greeby, you have a pretty good SIGINT, right?
Oh yeah.
So you can check the room, make sure there's no bugs. You don't. Yeah.
I failed.
Okay, I was about to say you don't need to roll, but apparently you do. So you've completely failed to find any bugs, and it leaves you a little bit unsettled.
Well, did they know we were going to be staying here in advance? I mean, probably. She actually thought that they could go walk around the common and talk because she thought it would actually be less.
Well, now that you've not found some bugs and are worried about it, you might suggest that again.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gourmet, after he's probably checked his room, and checked, has a couple extra clips with him for his Glock. He'll go for a quick walk.
But to be fair, she is more social than she used to be, I think, at this point. Now she's been traveling around like as a part of a crew, and that sort of became kind of like a family. And now she's not the same person that was just living alone in her van.
Give it a few days.
Yeah. Thanks.
All right, so you guys go take a stroll on Boston Common. I don't really know too much about it, other than it's a big green splotch on the map.
Yeah, it's a big park.
And there was a TV show that was not too bad back in was that the 90s?
I don't know.
TV was in that one?
I don't know about the TV series, but I have walked around Boston Common quite a bit, and it's a nice little park. There's lakes, there's ducks, there's squirrels. There's some statues of old people.
That squirrel looks suspicious.
Mm-hmm.
He's hiding something.
I mean,
what do you guys
these days it usually smells like pot. So I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. It might have been 2008 too.
Probably not. It wasn't legal back then.
But we digress.
Yeah.
You would have smelled pot in Central Park, New York, in 2008. So. And horse shit. Lots of horse shit.
Yeah, more horse shit.
I don't remember it smelling like pot back then. That's actually like right around when I was living in Brookline. So, yeah. But anyway, let's.
I imagine as they're walking, Gaucher is kind of just looking to the other two. Well, here we are yet again.
Yeah. Do you think we're meeting with a new handler, or being welcomed back into the company?
Have we met a handler that's lasted more than 3 missions yet?
No. Not more than 2.
Not to sound overly paranoid, but I'm expecting a trap.
If you aren't, then I would worry.
It's
So
just who's laying the trap. It's definitely a trap.
I tend to travel light, just my Glock. But I don't know if either of you have any other hardware you're using.
Oh yeah.
Sadly,
Yeah.
only in the medical kit.
Yeah, Greeby could probably bring a whole bunch of surveillance equipment. Check that on the plane.
I was wondering
Yours
if
is
we
really the
got
hardest.
Yeah.
Getting the block here is.
Yeah, I was
You
wondering if
got
we should.
special permits as a security dude.
Yeah. I would say I'm gonna say that Greeby drove out because if she drove out, she could bring her guns with her. So.
Plenty of time to do that.
Yeah.
Should we-
'Cause
how
she
long it
normally has a 9mm and a 357 Magnum. I believe last time she gave the 9mm to Gaucher. She gave him the little gun.
Yep.
Now I'm picturing Men in Black with the little.
Yeah.
The cricket.
Noisy cricket. Yeah. He gave Gaucher the noisy cricket.
Yeah.
Would it
you probably got that back though.
Would it be worth?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Would it be
Would it
worth
be worth it to case the place out the night before?
Probably wouldn't hurt.
I don't know what you're referring to about casing. We're just inspecting the venue for a birthday party.
That works.
Or we could, we could pretend to be like, I don't know, delivering.
Well, I don't know if we have to go in as much as maybe just get an idea of what the entrances, exits look like.
You got to eat.
Right, but I don't want to go near any cameras and be spotted. So he's just thinking, just quick scan outside first, and then we can always Google the floor plan. I think Google was around in 2007.
Yeah, probably a little bit harder to get floor plans of random restaurants, but
but
I mean, you can always go to town hall Monday morning and figure it out, find it out. I meant to drop some pins on the map in Roll20 for where things were, and I'm just now realizing I didn't do that.
We could go in like really early tomorrow, and before the restaurant opens.
Oh, 8 p.m. I thought
Yeah.
it was 8 a.m. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's currently about 24 hours before the meeting time.
Yeah, we could go in the morning and just.
Where is that? Just give me a second.
I always get that PM and AM thing mixed up.
I mean, we'd have to, go in at like the wee hours, like between when they would have finished cleaning up and closed down from before they would have opened and started prepping for the next
Health
next
inspector
day. So it could.
Excuse me.
I
Do they
mean,
have anything from the CDC?
Greeby doesn't have a bad disguise. She's got a 50 in disguise, so she could,
Yeah, I've got disguise too. So.
we could, but yeah, Gaucher could totally probably, or I could too, because I mean, like, I know everything about like what restaurants have to be, have to go through for so I could probably do that.
I mean, Gaucher could whip something up if we needed to go inside and investigate things.
We are always
Let's see.
paranoid.
I love how I'm betting money. Like he right now is like, please make my life easy, and we're just here saying another scheme.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, all you gotta do is just say we wait till the next day and we go.
Right?
No.
Honestly, I'm trying to figure out where this stupid restaurant is on the map, because the directions that they give in the book don't actually make any sense. So I was trying to make
That's
some
okay.
shit up on the fly.
Does it matter?
I imagine also Gaucher would kind of slowly bring it up. If we are being deployed for something, and it is the three of us yet again, how much would either of you be willing to bet that it's about the thing that we are interested in.
Could be. They could have figured out we didn't leave it alone like we were supposed to. And maybe they want to make it official. Or maybe they want to kill us. I feel like they would have done that already.
I kind of think they would have already done it.
Why get us together to kill us together? That's
Maybe
just
they want to do both.
The budget. They got to save money on bullets. So.
Line up exactly perfectly.
Exactly. Just a smidge to your right. Thank you.
This isn't cyberpunk. We're not shooting more than one person through the head with our rifles. There's no Steam achievement for it in this case.
The bullet kills the first one. The flying brain and skull matter kill the other two.
And the third one is
really sharp.
Yeah. Dies of shock. I can't believe you died in front of me. All right. So what is your plan? I've gotten lost. Are you going to the restaurant tonight or not?
Do we want to bother with that, or just show up tomorrow, the next day, just locked and loaded?
We could do like a quick casing to see if there's something off, or hey, that thing looks suspicious. No tape.
Hey, maybe we'll see a clown. Hey, Gaucher. She elbows him.
It's a birthday party.
Ouch.
Eye twitching, just.
Even Gourmet says, ouch.
You guys are like, maybe she is going crazy.
Going over the edge. All right, so luckily Greeby drove, so you guys can hop in her vehicle.
Oh, God. I had to drive around Boston. What kind of vehicle is she driving? Good question.
A creepy unmarked white van. So.
I would say she probably actually rented a car, because I think that she doesn't. Normally she just walks everywhere in Chicago, or she takes public transit. So she just rented a car.
A super compact.
Sure.
Yeah. Actually, you ordered a super compact, but when you got there, they were all out, and so they upsold you to a big old SUV.
I don't want to drive a big old SUV around Boston. I don't want to drive a super compact around Boston.
All right. Yep, you have a little Yaris.
A Yaris. That's.
Did they make those in 2008?
I have a Honda Civic.
Yeah.
Yes, they did make those in 2008. I bought my Yaris in 2008.
That's why I was. Okay, yeah.
Yes, you were with me when I bought it, I believe.
You have a 2008, 2007 Yaris, because it's a rental.
Anyway,
you get to the restaurant, and it is a smallish, restaurant. It looks like a bit like a cross between like a diner and a hojo. It's kind of like when it was first built, it was sort of upscale, and it's kind of run down a little bit now. You can see that there's been some recent renovation, maybe some businesses coming back. The parking lot is about 3/4 full around 9 o'clock when you get there, which is a good sign that they're doing some pretty good business. You can park in the parking lot if you want, pull around to the back, and you'll see that the back of the back parking lot, where there are a few cars parked, probably people who work there. It backs onto a park, and there's some bushes and stuff, like by the dumpsters. A good place where you could set up surveillance if you wanted to. A couple of trees that you could get into if you needed to. But you could hide pretty well, and you've got a good view of the what you're assuming are the private party rooms, because there's one big room set towards the back corner that's got 3 big windows in it, and you can see one long table that's set up and a door that can be pulled off. So that looks like a big private room. And then there are a couple of other smaller private rooms on that side of the building. And then toward the other end of the building is where the open seating is. That's near the bar and where everything can kind of get access to. It looks like just a normal little restaurant. I forgot the name of it was. Oh, Gateway. No.
The Gateway Bridges restaurant.
Thank you, Gateway Bridges Restaurant. Yeah, which is probably comes over near the Gateway Bridges, near Gateway Park or something like that. Let's say it's in the South End or something. The north end of the South End.
Say that 3 times fast.
What do you want to do? Do you want to go in and get some food? Do you want to just, drive through the parking lot and drive back out? What kind of information are you looking for?
I just really want to get an idea what the place looks like from the outside. So that just for the next day, we already know. Okay, there's an exit here. There's an exit here.
Yeah.
Is there another restaurant like near it, or like maybe like across the street, or?
No, it's sort of
No.
isolated.
Oh, it's isolated. Okay. Hmm.
I mean,
we could always get hot dogs and hang out on the bench and.
Yeah, I mean, there are other buildings nearby, just not like another restaurant, closer than a couple blocks away.
I think we're overthinking it.
Yeah,
It's sort of like semi-residential area. It's like one of those weird, like intermediate zone kind of areas. There's some businesses. There's some like what look like maybe like lawyers or something set up in some house that's been turned into a business because of rezoning and things like that. So it's sort of one of those slightly older areas, but in a weird sort of zoning thing. So not like a strip mall restaurant or something. Good sized parking lot where you can actually get in there and get things settled.
A good sized parking lot in Boston. Nice.
Right? Yeah. So this is an older location. They've gotten lucky. They probably end up like at one point buying the lot next to them or something to make sure they had some reasonable parking spots. Is Greeby gonna did you want to wait till they close and like sneak in and do your Batman surveillance stuff? Or are you gonna just let it go? Or Gourmet and Gaucher have anything you want to do?
No, he just wanted to check it from the outside.
Okay. Yeah, I mean it looks fine. You can spot the rooms where most likely you'll have this birthday party. Okay. So you guys head back to the hotel and sleep it off?
I guess so, yeah.
Good night's sleep. Check my
All right,
ammo
next
again.
day, it's September 1st. Did you want to do anything in the morning and or afternoon?
Eat breakfast.
Breakfast.
We could go looking for bookstores.
Ooh.
Tell me Greeby says that. Tell me they say
That's
that.
a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's check out some local bookstores. Maybe we can find a copy of the book.
Gaucher that.
Are you going to go book shopping?
They just like at the mention of a bookstore, it's like everything freezes and they're just like dead quiet, frozen still like a statue.
Or not.
If you don't want to come with us, you don't have to.
Separating out is a tactical weakness at the moment. I will accompany you. Like, have to actually strain their neck to get the voice to come out. They are both livid and also looking very horrified.
Okay. You guys go hunting for bookstores.
Okay.
And, you find a few. A little tiny, nothing to speak of, little chintzy, more touristy kind of things. But
Not the kind with a basement where you go down these old wooden steps and
yeah, a couple of them, and they're small
Smells like
and
books.
they're not well stocked, and they're happy to order something for you, but you can just go ahead and get it at Amazon,
Right.
So
Walden
they're starting to feel that crunch. But Amazon's been around for
Borders,
20 years
Books a
now?
Million, so.
They came out in '95. Yeah, so 12 years now. So it's like started kind of hitting that thing. And then you turn down this one little street and you're walking along, and there, nestled in between a couple of other shops, is a sort of rundown looking, very narrow bookstore. Paint on the windows, just big. And you guys notice Goshen kind of like stop. and is staring at this bookstore, which looks like a lovely little inviting bookstore that might have all sorts of things, like that book of Russian poetry that you've been looking for years, or whatever Gourmet likes to read.
He reads a lot of cookbooks. He still enjoys cooking when he's not
Yeah,
researching time travel.
Yeah, you can see right
Cool.
through the window. There's a whole section there of cookbooks, both modern and antique. So you can get like some like cooking recipes from 1820.
He spent some
Do you
time
go
in
in?
Libya, so
What are you thinking there, Gaucher?
Do not go to the back. No matter what, do not go to the back. Just very dead serious.
Or given that warning, do you guys even go into the building?
No, he won't go in. No.
Okay.
He's
Actually,
curious.
looks ready just to break the window, just like
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, you walk on, and whenever you sneak a look back as you're about to turn the corner, you there's nothing there where you thought it was just like an old, closed, burned out, like looking shop.
So that's what you've been talking. That's what you've been talking about.
All right. Well, so at least now Gourmet has seen what that what that does, and he's like, okay, all right.
yeah. The moment they're like around the corner and out of sight, people become animals and people leave notes, and it is not a very pleasant place. And I very much am afraid and despise it.
I mean, that one guy you found napping must have liked it. He thought it was pleasant.
Yeah, guy, book, creature of the other, whatever he was, I bet he enjoyed it.
All right, so you managed to kill the afternoon.
Any cool occult places that we know of in Boston we could check out?
I don't know, Marie Laveau's North store. I mean,
No. Okay.
I doubt it. I'm
Old
sure you can
storage.
find one though. I mean, you just avoided going into one. You had plenty of opportunity for that. All the good books are in the back.
I'm waiting for it to trigger. I'm waiting for them to hear it again and for it to trigger.
All right.
All right.
So time rolls around. How early are you going to get to the restaurant? Are you showing up at 8? What's your paranoid are telling you?
15 minutes ahead, at least.
Okay.
All right. Excuse me. You get there at 7:45. You walk into the front door and you're greeted. Just a moment. Table for 3?
Yeah, please.
Oh, we're here for a birthday party.
Oh, you're here for Mrs. Alone's party. 2 seconds, and I'll take you to the back room. She toddles off, brings a couple of waters to someone, comes back and says, "Follow me." She leads you back toward that big room that you spotted through the window last night. Through the so there's like 2 doors that kind of like slide closed, pocket door type things, with a little glass in them. Through the glass, you see an older black gentleman sitting, at the table. He's got like some paperwork and stuff set out on the side, and he's looking at, like, reading something. Dressed in a like business casual. It's got like a button-up shirt, a jacket. Can't see if he's wearing pants, but you assume.
Never assume.
Please.
I mean, it is at a public restaurant. He opens the doors and says, the first guests are here. I'll be back in a few minutes to see if you guys need any drinks or want to place any orders. Closes the door, leaves you 3 in there. Fellow stands up and says, "Here, please sit."
This
He walks
isn't
over
our previous handler?
Hmm?
This is not our previous handler?
No, you
Okay,
do not
just making
recognize this man at all.
Okay, all right.
He gestures to the table, to like the chairs that would be like 3 across from where he's at, as he walks toward the doors to make sure that they're closed. Who's the last one in?
I'll go last.
Your last? Okay. Yeah, he kind of passes by you as you guys are going toward the chairs, and you catch a definite whiff of some fairly potent body odor, but also like machine oil and cigarettes. He's somewhat malodorous. Here's a picture of him.
I'll wrinkle his nose.
Yeah. There is Agent Exeter, and I will share with the class. So he introduces himself, says you can call me Agent Exeter. Please go down.
Okay.
And pretty much jumps right into the information. Where is the information?
Ain't that the question? What's in the box?
What's in the box?
Don't look in the box.
All right, yeah, we go. Okay. You notice as he pulls in to sit back down that you hear the sound of like crumpling paper as he gets like into place. And Gosha, you kind of catch a peek under his button-up shirt. He's got like a t-shirt or another like an undergarment of some sort, and peeking out of the top of that is like a little square of paper. Like he's got a piece of paper tucked in his shirt for some reason. But you can kind of hear him like crinkle as he gets in and scoots up, and he says, "Okay, operation you're going to be working on is India Moon. You're going to be helping me. Well, you're going to be taking over really a case trying to." Locating some former operatives of our mutual play group. And he kind of like looks around. He's like, seems a little paranoid. Keeps like checking the windows to the door to make sure the waitress isn't coming back in, looking at the windows behind him. He has his back to the wall where he can see the windows. You guys are therefore seated with your backs to the windows. He tells you the operatives you're looking for have been under care at a psychiatric facility near here, Dorchester House. It's over in south here, Dorchester area of Boston. This is a hospital that's Delta Green friendly. We often send agents there that need a little rehabilitation, and they're not completely read in. But the doctors there that lead the place are, aware of some of the hinky shit that goes on, and so we will often send people there that need a little more than casual therapy. So these patients have been committed there for some time. Committed. I mean, it's sort of a pseudo-voluntary commitment, but they've been residents at the Dorchester House for some time now, and then they've recently gone missing. So on the 28th of August, just a few days ago, all at about the same time, they went missing from their rooms. And the staff found a message written on the wall, which is about to be handed to you. Boom. Here. And I will go ahead and share this with the team. Oh, got to pop it out first. Hang on. Cancel that. Go over here. Pop it out. Go back to here. There we go. All right. Little message on the wall. So written in blood on some like old newspaper that was glued to the wall with, we're not sure what, possibly semen. It says Abigail Wright has gone to sea, cross the waves. I mean, you could read it. It's gobbledygook. I'm not sure what the hell it's all about. But they went missing from their rooms with no sign of ever leaving. This message was only found on the wall of one room. It wasn't on every single room, but now before their incarceration, and because of probably just a little misadventure, each one of these operatives came into contact with a book known to have unnatural properties. Book goes by many titles. Don't worry about it. If you find any books at all that have anything to do with the occult, or even look like they might have something to do with the occult, do not open them, do not read them, report directly to me. Is that clear?
I should probably give you this one then. And she'll reach into my jacket and hand him the the play.
Oh, God. Seriously gonna do that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Where?
Yes.
I meant while on this case, but if
Well, I think it's connected. It's probably connected.
You had
I'll
mentioned.
take a look at that later then. And he slips it aside. Kind of gives you a weird look. Like you're
You
really
had
on
mentioned
the
we
case.
were taking over. Were you
Yeah,
the
you've been taking
agent
over for me.
previously?
I've been looking into this case, but I haven't made any headway. You're here to finish the job.
Okay. I don't think I've made a roll all night. I wanted to get a feel for him. Is that like human?
Human
Whatever.
would be to get a feel for him.
Yeah. Any kind of modifier on that?
No, just straight human.
Penalty for the odor.
Oops. Success.
How'd you get there? Success. All right. What are you looking for?
Well, he said we're taking over for him. So is he a little? I mean, he smells of BO like he hasn't showered in a long time. Does he seem like he's cracked?
Does he seem cracked? He definitely seems stressed.
Right.
Maybe on the verge of cracking. Definitely like he's been working on something for a while, and he has that glazed look of someone who maybe hasn't gotten enough sleep because they've been doing too much thinking, too much making murder boards. Yeah, he definitely has that feel about him.
Who recommended us to you?
Came down from the chain. I don't know specifically.
And what was your name again, sir?
You can call me Exeter.
Exeter. Okay. Reminds me of the character from Mork and Mindy back in the day.
Never saw it.
Okay. It's funny.
Not a big Robin Williams fan. No. I think he thinks he's too funny.
Yes.
Anyway, we're getting off topic.
Sure.
And he brings out this old, like satellite phone, cell phone brick, like from the 90s, that he hands to you guys, or actually just sort of like sets on the table. Or if you reach out for it to take it, he'll hand it to you. But it's like you can reach the program through this phone. Just press *616, and it'll put you right into contact with me or someone who can help you out. And then he gives, it sets on the table a business card. And I will go ahead and share the business card. As your contact at the hospital is Dr. Richard F. Dallin. Here's his card, contact information. He'll be expecting you, expecting a call, expecting a visit. He's the Delta Green friendly that knows, kind of what's going on, and will be your contact for getting into the Dorchester and doing whatever you need to do. And that is your time.
Just another question, if you don't mind. I didn't think it was the kind of thing you could just ask to be off an assignment. Were you pulled off, or did you request to leave?
Oh, I'm not off the assignment.
Oh,
I'm your handler.
Okay. You hadn't said that. I got the feeling that we were being handed off from
Oh,
another
no,
agent.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to give that impression. No, you'll still be reporting to me, working for me,
Okay.
doing this, but I needed help. I couldn't do the process on my own. It's more than a
Of course.
one-man job. So
Okay.
you've been assigned to me as my team, I suppose.
Okay. All right.
How would you like to be referred to? And, at this point, with all the crap that's been going on in Delta Green over the years, they've sort of stopped using cells and sticking strictly to the, you're G cells, you have to be G people, and giving you names. So if at some point you wanted to change your name, that's fine. Or if you want to stick with what you've got.
I figure he knows who I am, so there's no point in messing around with it. I think he's... I'm Agent Gesundheit. No, I'm kidding. Yep. No, he has to say, you can call me Gourmet.
Gourmet. Good.
Gaucher.
Stick with Gaucher and Greeby.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good. Yep. Any other questions I can help you with?
How well do you know these former agents?
I don't know them at all. I'm just trying to find them. I know that they disappeared from the Dorchester house.
Did they have any other former partners or people of their cell before this?
You're asking if there's anyone else in the cell?
Yeah.
Or
Anyone that like...
no. Oh, and he forgot to pass you the list of names of the missing. So it's 6 people. I'm going to do a show to everyone here, and then I'll pop this out and share. All right. So these are the agents that you're looking for. No, it was these 6 were all working together on whatever project they were working on, looking into these occult books. Apparently, there's no need for me to know exactly what they were looking into. If you catch my meaning.
Yeah, just offhand, these names don't ring a bell. So
no, it's nobody that you recognize. Nobody.
We don't see them at the Christmas party.
With, maybe you've worked with them before, but you haven't. You don't know them by their real names, or whatever these aliases happen to be.
Right. Right.
Are there any complicating factors? A time crunch, media attention, any suspicious ongoings that we must contend with?
I mean, sooner rather than later would be nice, but there's no specific date on this. I mean, it's a missing persons case.
So return to the hospital then?
If you can find the agents, return them to the hospital. Yes, please.
Okay.
Do we have access to the hospital? Can we get in there to?
Yeah, contact Dr. Dallin. He will arrange a tour, answer any questions that you may have.
Okay.
I think it's best that you start fresh on the investigation, and then you can come back and ask me. I can give you my notes. I don't want to start you off with my notes and prejudice you in any way against the case. But please do check in when you can.
Yeah.
And the code phrase for contacting you over that?
No code phrase, just *616.
I'm here for cake.
Yeah. You're the only ones with this phone, so don't lose the phone.
He looks at the thing and goes, I think we could call in an airstrike with this thing. So he goes, that was a joke.
Maybe. Oh, yeah.
You need rest. Perhaps this party should be rescheduled.
Yeah, I think the party's over. I'm going to go take a nap.
Well, happy birthday then.
Oh, I get it. Yeah. No, happy birthday. Yeah. Enjoy your dinner.
He's trying to crack jokes.
Yeah.
I'm like looking at Gourmet, just being like,
Oh, he doesn't like this guy at all. That's why he was grilling him about, like, okay, so we're being handed a pile of shit, and supposed to just walk away with it. So.
Here's your shit sandwich.
Yeah,
Enjoy.
exactly. Yeah, that's why
Here's your shit sandwich. I'm not giving you napkins.
That's why he was grilling him. Like, who are you?
Yeah. Speaking
you
of,
failed, and we're taking over.
I love having you on the team, Minty, because you're always reminding me of things. Speaking of napkins, make a perception check. Is that awareness? What's the one? Whatever the equivalent to perception is in this game. Alertness.
Alertness, I think.
I got you, boss. I don't got it.
All right. Yep. No, you're good.
are we all supposed to do that, or
Can we all do it?
You can, sure, if you'd like.
Any modifier? Or?
Nope.
For once, 42 is not the answer.
Yes.
Is it
All right.
alertness or search? What are we?
Alertness. This is just to see if you notice something.
Oh,
Ooh, God.
It wasn't a fumble.
Wasn't a fumble. But Gourmet, you do notice that there are a couple of paper napkins sitting on the table next to the glass of water that Agent Exeter has.
Mm-hmm.
That look familiar to you. Something about you's nagging. Make an intelligence check, intellect check, or whatever the hell it is. To see if you remember. No, not human. Intelligence. Your stat.
Oh, okay. That looks like that's intelligence.
Yeah,
so. Okay. All right.
That's to read people. This is for you to remember something. So just straight up intelligence.
Okay.
There you go. Success. Yeah. You saw napkins just like this in the smoking lounge. They were stuck to the bottom of that dude's glass.
That's right.
Of course, they had scribbles on them. These are clean. But you would swear that these are the same napkins.
And they had like a logo or something?
They had a logo on them. Yeah, I can find that for
God.
you.
All right.
He's
He's got to get a little closer and take a look.
Napkins. So they're just a nice little GBR in gold on the. I think it popped up a thing for you.
Let's see. Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah, I see it in the corner. Okay. But that what was the name of this place again?
This place, the Gateway Bridges Restaurant.
Okay, GBR. Okay.
GBR. Yep.
All right. Interesting. Okay.
And Exeter gets up, packs up, his little satchel, walks out as the waitress is coming in to go. Did you want? Is it just three of you then?
I think Gourmet is going to snatch that one of those napkins. Like as soon as that guy's back is turned.
Yeah. All right. You got a napkin. No problem. Okay. Do you need more napkins, sir?
No, just in case I need to blow my nose on the way back. I have allergies.
Oh, of course. Did you want to order?
Could we get something to go?
Sure. Would you like?
Is there a menu sitting there, or do we?
No, she hasn't brought you a menu yet. She was coming to see if you wanted anything to drink first, and you some menus. Here's the menu.
Shit, I was hoping she'd leave and come back with a menu. Yeah, he'll kind of scan it, and he'll say to Gaucher, what was that sandwich we used to get in New York? It was the one. Boy, it was that place we had to go upstairs.
I tell you what, I need to go check on another customer. You talk over.
That would be great. That would be great. Thank you, miss.
Is anyone else joining you tonight?
I don't know.
We thought they would, but it seems as if they've just really left our friend in a state.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's a shame.
Well, no hurry. No one else needs this room. You're good for the night.
Thanks.
I'll be back in 5.
When she slides away, he's going to slide the thing over. Recognize this GBR. We saw
Slides
this.
it between themself and Greeby.
Yeah.
Do I recognize it?
Make an intelligence check.
What, free information without rolling? As if.
Yes, you do recognize it.
Hey, all right.
Oh, yes, all three of you recognize it.
Yeah, you're like, it was tilted this way.
You've been reminded of the night floors and
Yeah.
the McAllister, recently is fresh in your head. You remember the stupid napkins that Gourmet snatched from the smoking room. Now,
Somebody,
the ones you snatched got left in the building and burned down, but
someone who's at the night floors was at this restaurant. And whether or not that was our handler or not, but
It could be that the 3 missing agents are in the night floors.
could be.
it would explain them disappearing from their rooms.
Yeah. Well, yeah. All right.
It's
Waitress comes back and says, with some free waters. Is there anything else I can get for you?
I'm going to get a Reuben with pickles on the side and let's see. It's a Monday. I'll get a Diet Coke with that if you don't mind.
I think we can do that. We do have a few sandwiches that we can make.
I imagine she's just looking.
Yeah.
Anything? Would you like something hot, or are you also going with sandwiches? They're easy for us to pack up to go.
Oh, I have the same thing they're having.
Pickle? Chips?
Neither. Trying to keep it light,
Sounds good. And you, miss?
I got a grilled chicken sandwich.
We can do that. All right,
Onion rings.
Ooh, good choice.
Onion rings are code name for no.
Actually, we've been talking code this entire time.
Exactly.
Order, she slips away. You've got probably 15 minutes before it's going to be ready, and she'll bring it back in some little, baggies. Is there anything you want to talk about or do beforehand?
I think we want to go visit that doctor, visit the hospital probably tomorrow.
Okay, so for tonight, you head back to the hotel, and tomorrow you'll go to the Dorchester house. All right, that's a perfect place to end for the night then.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah, we'll pick up going to the...
We slowed it down with our food order, but...
Yeah. You take your little go orders and get in the car and head back. Head back north to the Boxer.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for watching. Do we have any announcements?
Well,
What are we doing tomorrow?
Tomorrow night we are playing Dragon Age, Masks and Myths. We're off next week. We will have no games next week. Blame me. I'm going to be out of town. But then, we're getting back into the week after that. Yeah, we got lots going on. I believe the One Ring, Mothership, this game, Dragon Age. So lots.
It'll be a full week. So it'll be
a full week. So
yeah.
Right.
I should be back in time for the One Ring.
We can. We'll deal with it. We'll do like we always do. We'll just do the check-in.
All right, that's the weekend you're
driving back from Ohio that day.
Yeah. So we'll figure it out. So, all right. Well, thanks everybody for watching. We appreciate your support, and we will see you next time. Have a good night.
Good night.